Good morning, all of you. Welcome to today's online class. In today's online class, I have to start a new chapter. It is called as electromagnetic induction. It is called as EMI. EMI stands for electromagnetic induction. Examination point, its weightage is 6 marks. Sometimes 5 plus 1. Sometimes 3 plus 2 plus 1. So overall its weightage is 6 marks. Don't neglect this chapter because this chapter is almost theoretical chapters. And it is quite reverse of moving charges. And moving charges, that is also called as electromagnetism. Every current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. So producing of magnetic field due to change of electric field is called as a moving charges or electromagnetism. It is the reverse. That is the producing of magnetic field due to changing of electric field. It is the reverse of electromagnetism. Nothing but electromagnetic induction. Or what is meant by electromagnetic induction? Producing of electric field due to changing of magnetic field. But producing of electric field means producing of EMF and current. A current is produced, EMF is produced, means electric field is produced. So producing of EMF or current due to changing of magnetic field, due to changing of magnetic flux. So that is called as electromagnetic induction. That is the definition of electromagnetic induction. So according to this, the definition of electromagnetic induction, producing of EMF, electromotive force, producing of EMF or current due to changing of magnetic flux is called electromagnetic induction. Changing of magnetic flux means changing of magnetic field. A changing of magnetic field produces electric field. Electric field means producing of EMF or current due to a changing of magnetic flux is called as electromagnetic induction. Magnetic flux means, for example, it is a magnetic field. Magnetic field means, magnetic flux means, every magnetic field consisting of lines of force. Some number of lines of force are passing normal to given surface. The total number of magnetic lines of force are passing normal to given surface, perpendicular to given surface is called as a magnetic flux. And the symbol of magnetic flux means phi. So flux is a number. It is a number of lines of force. So automatic flux is a scalar. A scalar means scalar product is there. So by knowing magnetic flux, we can calculate magnetic flux density. So what is the definition of magnetic flux density? Magnetic flux density is also called as a magnetic field induction. The symbol of magnetic field induction is nothing but B is there. And magnetic field induction is also called as a magnetic flux density. Charge density means charge per unit area. But magnetic flux density means magnetic flux per unit area. Flux per unit area. Flux of phi is equal to B into A. A flux is a scalar. A scalar means scalar B bar dot A bar. A B bar dot A bar means BA cos theta. A theta means angle between B bar and A bar. A bar area, B bar field direction. If theta is the angle between A bar and B bar, then flux B is to BA cos theta. So that is about magnetic flux. Units of magnetic flux is nothing but Weber. It is a scalar. So that is about magnetic flux and magnetic flux density. So whenever magnetic flux linked with a conductor or coil changes, the change of magnetic flux, change of magnetic field can produce electric field is nothing but EMF and current. So that is about the definition or introduction of electromagnetic induction. Next continuation, Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction is also important. What about Faraday's laws? Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So based on electromagnetic induction, Faraday gives two laws. The same concept is also in chemistry, but their terminology is different, here terminology is different. In physics subject we have to discuss about physics terminology. In chemistry you can discuss in chemistry terminology. So that is about Faraday's laws. Based on electromagnetic induction, Faraday gives two laws. The first law is called as what about first law? It is nothing but definition of electromagnetic induction. Whenever flux linked with a coil it changes. So whenever flux linked with a coil, so whenever flux linked with a coil it changes, EMF and current is used. So whenever flux linked with a coil or conductor changes, EMF or current is induced. Change of magnetic flux can produce EMF or current. So that is about first law of Faraday. Faraday's first law. Next, Faraday's second law. It is also important. So due to changing of flux, EMF is induced. For induced EMF depends on rate of change of magnetic flux. The rate of change of magnetic flux is more and induced EMF is also more. So according to Faraday's second law, induced EMF is always directly proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux. So induced EMF is always directly proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux linked with the conductors. So E proportional, EMF means symbol EM. E proportional to d phi by dt, or E is equal to minus d phi by dt. So equation of induced EMF, E is equal to minus d phi by dt. Here minus means direction. The direction of induced EMF is always opposite to the rate of change of flux. Or direction of induced EMF is always opposes the rate of change of flux. Due to change of flux, EMF is induced. And once EMF is induced, it again opposes the rate of change of flux. So that's why we are getting negative symbols. The negative sign indicates direction. Direction of induced EMF is always opposite to the rate of change of flux. So that is about Faraday's first law and Faraday's second law. Next, here one important point. So induced EMF is equal to minus d phi by dt, or minus d by dt of flux means dA. Flux means BA. A flux linked with a conductor means BA. Flux linked with a loop means BA. Flux linked with a coil means into N. N means number of turns. A means area of cross section. B means magnetic field induction. For example, A is constant, N is constant. Is equal to dB by dt. So expression for induced EMF in terms of area of the coil, number of turns, and change of magnetic field. Magnetic flux is change of magnetic flux depends on change of magnetic field. Magnetic field is changes, flux is changes. So it is one formula. Next, by knowing induced EMF, we can calculate induced current. I is equal to V by R. Nothing but I is equal to V by R. E means minus A by R into dB by dt. It is also expression for induced current. By knowing induced EMF, we can calculate induced current. Or we know flux linked with a conductor for a B bar dot A bar, nothing but BA cos theta. We learn the NBA cos theta. Number of terms is there. Theta value changes, angle value changes, flux value changes. At theta angle, the flux linked with the conductor is 5 ohms. At theta 2 angle, the flux linked with the conductor is nothing but NBA into cos theta. It is initial flux, it is final flux. In a small interval of time. Now find change in flux. Change in flux means phi 2 minus phi 1. Nothing but NBA is common. A cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. Change in flux. Now induced EMF means d phi minus d phi by dt. Multiply with the minus. So it becomes NBA into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2 by dt. So that is about different forms of induced EMF and induced current is there. By knowing induced EMF, induced current I is equal to G by R. If you take by R, it becomes induced current is there. So that is about expressions for, that is about explanation of electromagnetic induction definition and explanation of Faraday's laws. And the negative sign of induced EMF is explained by a continuation important concept means Lenz's law. Lenz's law gives the polarity of induced EMF. Why here negative sign? It explains it. Next continuation important concept means Lenz's law is there. Lenz's law gives the polarity of induced EMF. So it gives polarity of induced EMF. Why induced EMF is opposite to the rate of change of flux. Why E is equal to minus d phi by dt but not plus into plus d phi by dt. So Lenz's law gives the polarity of why negative sign explains the polarity of induced EMF. And Lenz's law is mainly based on law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. We know law of conservation of energy. According to law of conservation of energy, the total energy of the system remains constant. Because energy neither be created nor can be destroyed, but energy can transfer from one form to another form. So due to changing of flux, EMF is induced. But to change flux, different manners are there. We are doing some work. Work means mechanical work. So most of the cases, mechanical energy converted into electrical energy. The conversion of one form of energy to another form of energy is mainly based on law of conservation of energy. So these two are the important significances, important points related to Lenz's law. So to explain Lenz's law, you can consider one coil. Assume it is one circular coil. At the ends of circular coil, one galvanometer is connected. So at the ends of a coil, one galvanometer is connected. A galvanometer is a device used to measure very, very small current. At the same time, with the help of a galvanometer, we can measure the direction of current. When no current is passing, galvanometer shows zero deflection. When current is passing in one direction, galvanometer shows deflection right side. When current is passing in opposite direction, galvanometer shows deflection opposite direction. So direction of current is changes, direction of deflection of galvanometer is also changes. So that is about one coil. At the ends of coil, galvanometer is connected. Near to coil, one magnet is there. It is one bar magnet. Every magnet has two poles. One pole is called as north pole, other pole is nothing but south pole. First assume a bar magnet is stationary and coil is also stationary. Bar magnet produces magnetic field. The field consisting of lines of force. So both elements are stationary. The flux linked with the coil is changes. Both the elements are stationary. The flux linked with the conductor does not change. Constant flux. But constant flux never produces current or EMF. So when both are stationary, the galvanometer shows zero deflection because constant flux never produces EMF or current. Because without doing work, current never produced. Here no conversion of mechanical energy into electrical energy. Now in first case, now the bar magnet is moving towards the coil. When bar magnet is moving towards the coil, the flux linked with the coil is increased. Whenever flux linked with the coil is increased, increasing flux can produce current in anti-clockwise direction. So when bar magnet is moving towards the coil, a flux linked with the coil is changes. So whenever flux linked with the coil is changes, EMF or current is induced. Now galvanometer shows reflection in one direction. Assume galvanometer shows reflection right side direction. So due to most of the bar magnet, flux linked with the conductor changes, EMF or current is induced. That means when north pole of the bar magnet is moving towards the coil, flux linked with the conductor is increased. Induced current is anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction is this direction. Here direction of current is upwards. Here direction of current is downwards. But join this portion and this portion becomes north pole. So when north pole of the bar magnet is moving towards the coil, on face of the coil, north pole is induced. So here north pole, between north pole and north pole some opposing forces. That's why I explained. Induced EMF is always opposes the rate of change of flux. This north pole now pushes the bar magnet in opposite direction. Due to motion of the magnet, induced EMF is there. Now induced EMF is opposes the motion of the magnet because here north pole, here north pole. So that is the statement of Lenz's law. Induced EMF or current opposes the motion, opposes the causes, opposes the motion of the magnetism. So that is about one condition. Next, now north pole of the bar magnet is moving away from the coil. North pole of the bar magnet is moving away from the coil. Away means distance is increased. When distance is increased, the flux linked with the conductor is flux linked with the coil is decreased. The decreasing flux can produce current in clockwise direction. Increasing flux can produce current in anti-clockwise. The decreasing flux can produce current in clockwise. Clockwise means we know the upper portion right side, lower portion left side. Join upper portion left, lower portion becomes south. So north pole of the bar magnet is moving away from the coil. The face of the coil behaves like south pole. So it is north pole, it is south pole. Between opposite poles, attraction forces. Now induced current attracts the magnet towards the coil. Actually, magnet is moving away from the coil, but coil attracts the magnet towards it. That means direction of motion of the magnet and direction of induced EMF is always opposite. So that is the statement of Lenz's law. So statement of Lenz's law means induced EMF. Induced EMF or current opposes the cause. It opposes the cause means motion of the magnet, opposes the motion of the magnet. Due to which cause EMF is induced. Induced EMF opposes the original causes. So that is about Lenz's law. Here motion of the magnet means we are doing mechanical. That mechanical energy converted to electrical energy. If the bar magnet is moving fastly, the rate of change of flux is more, induced current is more. If the bar magnet is moving slowly, the rate of change of flux is less, induced current is also less. So induced current or induced EMF depends on relative motion. Relative motion is more, induced EMF or current is more. Relative motion is less, induced EMF or current is less. So that is about Lenz's law statement. Once again, the induced EMF or current opposes the cause. Here cause means motion of the magnet. Opposes the motion of the magnet. So conclusion, when bar magnet is moving towards the coil, face of the coil, north pole opposes the magnet. When north pole of bar magnet is moving away from the coil attracts the magnet. So direction of motion and direction of attraction or repulsion is always opposite. So that's why induced EMF is always opposite to the rate of change of flux. Opposite to rate of change of flux or opposite to motion. So that's why negative sign means opposes. The negative sign gives polarity of induced EMF always opposite to rate of change of flux. And Lenz's law is mainly based on law of conservation of energy. So that is about one more important concept, 3 marks concept. Sometimes a statement means 1 mark. Statement with one significance means 2 marks. Or statement with explanation means 3 marks. But anyhow, either 1 marks or 2 marks or 3 marks, it is a very, very important concept. Next, to identify direction of current due to motion of the magnet, some important points are there, very, very important points. And these points are very, very important for 1 marks or 2 marks. First point, it is circular coil, it is magnet. Both are stationary, no inducing of current, no inducing of EMF. First case, north pole of the bar magnet is moving towards the coil. The north pole of the bar magnet is moving towards the coil. The flux linked with the coil is increased. Increasing flux can produce current in anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. The face of the coil behaves like the north pole. So north pole is moving towards the coil. On face of the coil, north pole is induced. The north pole means anti-clockwise. The direction of current is anti-clockwise. Next, the second point. Now north pole of the bar magnet is moving away from the coil. The north pole of the bar magnet is moving away from the coil. Flux linked with the coil is decreased. A decreasing flux can produce current clockwise. In face of the coil, south pole is produced. South pole means direction of the induced current is clockwise. The direction of induced current is clockwise. So towards bar magnet is moving towards the coil means same pole is induced. North pole is moving towards means north pole anti-clockwise. Moving away time means opposite. North pole is moving away means south pole opposite pole is induced. South pole means clockwise. Next, third case. Again it is coil. Now magnet. The south pole is north pole. Now south pole of the bar magnet is moving towards the coil. Moving towards the coil means same pole is induced. Now south pole is moving towards the coil. The face of the coil, south pole is induced. South pole is induced means the direction of current is clockwise. So moving towards means same pole is induced. South pole moving towards means south pole. North pole moving towards means north pole. North pole means anti-clockwise. South pole means clockwise. Fourth. Again. Now south pole of the bar magnet is moving away from the coil. And the bar magnet is moving away from the coil. South pole is moving away. Opposite pole is induced. North pole means anti-clockwise. Now direction of current is anti-clockwise. So that is about some important points related to motion of the bar magnets. So towards means the same pole is induced. North pole means anti-clockwise, south pole means clockwise. Next, one more important point. Next, based on this motion of magnet and coil, or based on motion of magnet and loop, one important CET question is there. It is important so many times. If a bar magnet is dropped into circular loop, if a bar magnet is dropped into circular loop, a dropping body means freely falling body. Generally coil is not there. freely falling body acceleration is g. The acceleration of a falling body in vertical direction is called as acceleration due to gravity. But here, bar magnet is dropped into circular loop. For example, assuming it is one circular loop. The bar magnet, north pole, south. If the bar magnet is dropped into circular loop, what is the value of acceleration? Either it is equal to c, or less than g, or greater than g, or none of the above. When bar magnet is approaching the coil, when bar magnet is moving towards the coil, same pole is induced. North pole is moving towards the coil, means here also north pole is induced. This induced north pole opposes the motion of the magnet. Due to opposing, the acceleration of the bar magnet is decreased. And decrease means less than g. So when the bar magnet is approaching the magnet, the bar magnet is approaching the coil. When bar magnet is approaching the coil, north pole is approaching the coil, face of the coil, north pole is induced. This induced north pole opposes the motion. So towards the coil, acceleration gradually decreases. Now bar magnet is moving away from the coil, is there, passing into the circular loop and moving outside. Moving away. Up to here is it. So that is about one important point based on motion of a magnet and coil. This question is very, very important. So many times given. So due to opposing force, the acceleration of the bar magnet is less than g. So that means second option is correct. Thank you, and all.